Hello everyone. Sorry for the delay in getting this started. We have got round 4 of our Can-Am season. It is, what the frick? What a great looking Red Bull that was. Half the nose has disappeared. Um, huh, uh, uh, um, okay. I'm so confused by that. Gotta love EA glitches, honestly, what the yeah, we are here with Can-Am round 4 of the season. It is tier 2. We do have our first sprint weekend as well. So we've got 12 minutes of qualifying, then into a short race of, I think it's 10 or 12 laps, and then we head into a further 18 minutes qualifying, and then I want to say roughly 30-ish laps of racing to determine the out and out winner of the race week. So there's 36 laps for the main race, then just double checking with that. With 13 drivers so far setting lap times, we have got Jensen with the quickest lap time so far of a 108.0, followed by Oro and NASCAR Freak, who's I believe is reserving today for the Racing Ball team. Let's double check all of the announcements for tier 2 for drivers. So we've got both Racing Ball drivers as reserve drivers. So the guy in 16th at the moment of Turtle, who is reserving for Mr. G, and we've also got NASCAR here reserving for Tin Man. We've also got McCoy, who's missing in the McLaren, reserving for Franny here today as well. So a few unknowns in drivers, and we'll see how they do, looking to put their names on the map for a potential full-time driver in the future. So EA just heading into the pits. Let's run further down the grid. We'll see what other drivers on fast laps. We've got Capitano currently on his out lap, and we've also got Will here on what I can suspect is a fast lap, but we'll double check here. I believe he is on a fast lap. We'll see how he does coming up through the final part of Sector 2, and looking so far through that sector, it didn't look quite on the pace, but he has gone purple sector so far, so pretty good for the Ferrari driver at the minute. He is taking a nice final line there and up into P9 for Will. A decent looking lap time for the Ferrari, and we can see what happens in the final 4 minutes. It seems to be a solid time at the minute. So Capitano, one of the only 2 drivers not to set lap time so far, he is getting a fair bit of tow off of the Ferrari of Will. unfortunately invalidates. That will be this lap over for the Haas driver. Hopefully enough fuel in the car or enough time to jump back in the pits and possibly a fresh set of tyres for him as well. We'll see what happens in a moment, and hope Capitano can set a lap time shortly. Here is the reserve driver Frenny on a flying lap at the minute. Had a couple of cars to contend with a moment ago. So coming up to the final part of the track, DRS Open, taking a nice line there, cutting part of the DRS zone a little bit down on their time. It stays 14th. Not quite enough done this lap, but any potential fuel left for the McLaren will be a big bonus there. Capitano, we've gone to see how he was doing this lap. Unfortunately, not the lap he would have wanted there either. So MJ reserving is the other reserve today as well in the Sauber, putting himself in the car as team principal for the team as well. Currently 12th fastest, only 20 milliseconds off of Mike at the minute, only a 10th off of the top 10. Where can MJ stick the Sauber in the final few minutes of qualifying? He is 2 tenths down on his time at the minute and has a spin there in the final couple of corners, and definitely not how he's going to wanted it to end his lap there, and takes out the boards just for good measure. Why not, I suppose. Let's jump up to the top 3 here. We did just see NASCAR jump above Oro for a hope, or for himself, hopeful front row start here. So Oro currently on his, what we can only guess will be his final lap of the session, looking good through the first sector and a half at the moment. Currently a 1:08.5, looking pretty strong at the minute. All the drivers obviously limited to the medium tyres in this first sprint, in sprint qualifying, so I wouldn't be surprised come normal qualifying we will have a lot quicker times coming in than this 1:08 so far. It's been what we've seen of it, a decent qualifying, a lot of competitive times as well. Ninja currently P2, Oro in heading to the pits now. Jensen on an invalidated lap. Hopefully for himself he's got plenty of time to get back round. Ninja on an out lap. We'll head over to them to the Ferrari in a minute. NASCAR on another flying lap. Let's see how he does through sector 1, see if he goes up on his time. Unfortunately not, a little bit down this time, and with 30 seconds to go, I don't think he's going to have enough time to get round to the end of the lap and go again. Exceptional in the other Red Bull here, 1:08.6 so far. His teammate Mike in 12th place, so both Red Bulls fairly separated by a fair few cars as well, both on flying laps I believe. Let's have a look from Mike here. He is on a flying lap just behind his teammate at the minute, who's going to be crossing the line in a moment. It is gonna be, will it be enough to go into the top 2? Not quite. It is half a second up into the top 3 though. Mike jumping up into 8th place, not much once again separating any of them. Ninja flying around now the final few corners, currently second fastest. Is this going to be enough to take provisional pole in this sprint qualifying? Not quite this time. He is a couple of attempts down. Jensen now, is he still pushing? I don't think he is. No, he has backed out of this lap. He's on pole position for the sprint race, and we will have once again another close grid. Only 8 tenths separating the top 11 cars, and not much separating anyone behind either. This is gonna be, or hopefully, another close race, another exciting one on the way. And to top it off, 2 races to go to do in this today. So hopefully lots and lots of battles for us all to see. What the fuck is this, a game bug? Yes it is, there you go. No idea what's happening with the cars at the minute. Like, it's so bizarre. So as we see, we are on board. Well, just watching Clint drive around back to the pits. That is qualifying over. We have got Jensen Ninja Exception as your top 3, and plenty of close battles going to be happening now. Hopefully, wait, was that a load of soft runners? Fair enough. I did not know the soft relay allowed to be used in this in sprint qualifying. I thought it was limited to mediums only. So hopefully we've got all of that in there. So everyone just sorting strategies. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be. It looks a bit overcast for this race. Could throw a few surprises. Cold tyres, or much colder tyres than what qualifying was. And definitely going to throw some surprises if anything happens with the weather in this race. But hopefully it doesn't rain, and it will stay dry for the drivers, give us some very good battles, and plenty of, hopefully it will give us plenty of action as well. With 10 or 12 laps, I think it is, and 10 or 12 laps ahead. We will be back in a moment. So, formation up ahead of us, and we'll see strategies in a moment. It looks like Ninja on the hard tyre, taking... Oh, I pressed the wrong button there. No, that's the wrong one. There we go. There we go. So yeah, Jensen on the hard tyres, everyone else on the mediums. That is an interesting strategy for the sprint. This will throw a lot into question. On how he will manage these laps, how he's gonna warm them up in the opening few laps as well. The mediums are going to be much quicker to start the hards probably take 3 or 4 laps to come into play. We could see Jensen dropping down the field early on, but fighting back towards the end. Oh, and we have got Alex joining us on the grid as well. Wasn't there for qualifying. I believe he has got a full-time seat in the Sauber as well, after reserving for them the previous few weeks. So everyone now just forming up to the grid boxes. We'll have 5 red lights in a moment, and right, 5 red lights, and we are off. So Jensen getting off to a good start. Ninja just bogging down slightly, but coming back for the first corner. Ninja just trying to creep around the inside there, but not able to do anything. Jensen just holding this lead now as we head into turn 4. We've got a few cars there having a few moments at the back. We've got Clint and Will just stopping at the turn 3 there. Unfortunate for them guys. Jensen and Ninja just staying in the same order that they started this as well. Exception up into 3rd place, I believe that is. Let's have a quick look at the position changes in this opening. So yeah, position changes now in this opening lap, and we've just seen Ninja get ahead of the Haas driver of Jensen. So that is a change up at the up at the top 2 now. Exception closing in on Jensen as well. This could be a battle down to turn 1 between the top 3 here. Ninja setting the fastest lap for the first lap as well. A pretty quick 1:15 for the opening lap, as Exception goes around the outside of turn 2 on Jensen, who now drops down to 3rd place. This is not the opening lap that he would have wanted. It was to be expected. He was on the much slower tyre, and Exception going around the outside of turn 4 up into P1, keeps it just within track limits of turn 5 there, and flying through. He's had a brilliant start to this race. This is exactly what Exception would have wanted, not what Ninja or Jensen would have wanted, and he's moved up 2 positions in this opening 2 laps, and we've got cars all over the show in these first 2 laps as well. Turtle in the pit lane, Clint down to 18th now. He's had a horrible opening lap, down 13 places, and really not the race he would have wanted. Ice having a disqualification, unfortunate for him, as we see Ninja now retaking P1 from Exception this time around, and trying to pull away from the Red Bull. They are heading now down to turn 4. It is an Exception once again going around the outside of the Ferrari driver. This has been a good couple of laps here. Jensen, as we see just in the background, is the Haas driver doing well on the hard tyres, keeping well within the DRS range of the top 2. EA now as well. Most of the field actually not separated by very much. The biggest gap at the minute being between 7 and the McLaren of Frenny, to just over 2 seconds from them guys. Although Turtle is 30 seconds behind at the minute, but he has taken a pit stop. Jensen up into P2 now as we head down towards turn 1. And across the line for the start lap for them hard tyres starting to come in for Jensen now. He's back up into P2. He should realistically have Exception on this DRS straight. He will have quite a bit of extra speed. He will be well ahead by the time we get to turn 5. Not much Exception can do from that. He's used all of his battery trying to defend from the Ferrari and the Haas driver so far, and doing pretty well as well at the minute, up a place so far, and just now trying to stay within DRS of Jensen, who's got some decent pace on the hard tyres at the minute. We'll jump onto Ninja's car at the moment because that camera was absolutely horrible, couldn't hear myself think. So Exception this time around with the DRS on Jensen. He is just under half a second as we got to the DRS line, and he's ahead as we go into turn 1. That is a good move from the Red Bull driver, drifting around turn 2 there, but still managing to keep lead. Ninja getting ahead of the Ferrari driver, Haas driver for just a moment, but this time around, Jensen getting past Exception, retaking the lead, and Ninja was trying to have a look through just before turn 5 as well, but not able to get past it at the Red Bull. NASCAR now in the Racing Bull. Not said too much about him in this race. We are lap 5 so far. Plenty of action up and down the field at the minute. Let's have a look at Alex. He did start last in this race. He is now currently 6th. What a start he's had in this race. He was up roughly 11 positions in the first lap we saw on the time screen, but he's had a fantastic few laps since. He could be in the fight for this win come lap 10 or so. He's out on an absolute mission to push up the field. He did miss most of the qualifying. He is now 5th in this race. He's got some serious pace in that Sauber at the minute, and he's on an absolute flyer at the minute. P5, 9 tenths behind P4 of NASCAR. And while these 3 guys fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, that Sauber's just getting ever so closer. We see in the background he's going to have DRS as we get to the main straight. We have got 5 or 6 corners before we get there, and Ninja having a moment there and dropping down to roughly 8th or 9th in a moment. Plenty of cars having to get out of the way. Will as well having a bit of a moment down in 17th place. Exception just falling behind Jensen at the minute, 1.5, nearly 2 seconds behind. Alex now up in a P3, 2 seconds behind as well, roughly, on the top 2 drivers. He's just blitzed past this grid at the minute. If I was the rest of the grid, I would be scared for the main qualifying session and the main race, because if he starts near the front, could well be his race for the main 36 laps shortly. Lap 7 at the minute, and that was a huge off. I'm not sure who that was. Was that Ninja and EA coming to blows at turn 5 almost? I'm not too sure. Just see a couple of cars disappear in the background there. So Alex just creeping now up to the back of the Red Bull. Mike as well, the 2nd Red Bull in this race at the minute, currently 4th, and a decent showing for both Red Bull drivers this race. They are looking strong, 2nd and 4th at the minute. NASCAR fighting for 4th. He's also got Edgar now as well in the Aston Martin. DRS is open, heading for the main straight, and I believe NASCAR just getting ahead of Mike. Edgar having a bit of a, unfortunately having to respond to the lock-up ahead of him and tapping the back of Mike's car, EA as well, just in this little fight for 5th place at the minute. Maybe even 4th place, depending on what happens ahead of him. He's also got Ninja and MJ up behind him as well. As we see EA trying to make a move down the inside of Edgar's Aston Martin there, and oh my days, I don't know what Ninja was trying to do there. That is not a place you try and overtake. It's always going to end up in some sort of contact there, as we saw Ninja locking up, making contact with the Alpine, and it's going to be harmful to both, well, especially the Ferrari's race, as MJ just jumps ahead into P8. We've got 3 and a bit laps of racing to go, and NASCAR having a moment at turn 2 there into turn 3, and he's going to drop further down the field and out of the points for the Racing Bull driver. That is unfortunate, but it just goes to show how tight the margins are on this track, and especially within the field. These guys are so close this season, and that was, I don't know if it was a good time to jump onto Mike's car or a bad time really, because it looked a decent drift. Unfortunately, just unable to keep it facing the right way, and has dropped down to 9th. It's not too bad for him, still within a chance of a decent a few points in this race. We're about to head now into final couple of laps. The lead that Jensen has right now is 5.5 seconds. These guys just disappearing off into the distance. The top 3 seems to have settled themselves now, and it could well be Jensen, Exception and Alex in them podium positions come the end of the race. We have got a good fight here between Ninja and EA. It was one getting past, and then the other got past pretty much straight away, and MJ just disappearing at turn 5. A few drivers having moments there, just going just slightly outbraking themselves and going off the track, still keeping it still just about keeping it though this time. MJ close enough to the cars ahead so we can make that fight for higher positions. He's up 5 places so far. Let's see what else is. So as for the time penalties this race, we have got everyone that has them of EA, Oro, Frenny, Logan, Capitano and Will all on 3 seconds at the minute. Shouldn't change too much for the races, but with a few of them pretty close, it could. I don't think it will mix too much up really. Capitano's likely to stay where he is. Logan's probably going to drop a place or so maybe. Freddy's more than likely to stay where he is, and just EA and Oro might be the worst off with the time penalties ahead of them, in which will take effect at the end here. So Exception 2 seconds ahead of the Sauber at the minute, who's currently got Edgar chasing him down for that podium position at the minute. He's 1.3 seconds behind with with a lap to go. Jensen's about to start that final lap now. We are pretty close to the end. What can Edgar do on this final lap? Will he get close enough to Alex to make a fight, make it difficult for the Sauber to keep that 3rd place? Or in EA once again still fighting for 6th place here. They have got MJ in the Sauber as well, just behind, so both of them going to have the DRS on. Although not much not much for Oro to really defend against. MJ just going wide once again at turn 5. Not enough to be track limits, or actually it might have been track limits, but not enough for him to get a time penalty there. He has got the two drivers ahead of him on time penalties, as we see NASCAR now with a 1:10.0. He is flying at the minute. He has put the soft tyres on and showing everyone what he can potentially do in races. And we have got Jensen crossing the line. Sorry, we missed that one. Exception and Alex are fairly close. Edgar now is also pretty close. That was extremely close between Exception and Alex. Ninja crossing the line in 5th. Oro in 6th. Oro in 6th. Mike finished in... Oh, this is all getting confusing now. Everyone just... everyone's... names just swapping all over the show at the moment. Time penalty starting to take effect. Will is going to come across in 15th and most likely stay there. And then we will have NASCAR in 16th, followed by Capitano in 17th and Turtle in 18th. Adam unfortunately having a DNF in this race as well, with Ice being disqualified early on. I believe he may have got beached earlier on at quite an early stage, so definitely not the race he would have wanted. Still, with the main race on the way, plenty of time to make amends. So Jensen, Exception, Alex on the podium, Edgar Ninja, Mike, Oro, EA, Pizza, rounding off your points, and a nice amount, decent races throughout the rest of the field as well. So let's get all of this quickly. Alright, that's perfect. Actually remembered to do it today. Normally I'm forgetting to do that sort of stuff. So after a decent looking race, we have now got 18 minutes of qualifying, which will be underway any moment now. Here we go then. We have got the main race qualifying underway. NASCAR is the first out on track. And we will see how his lap goes in a moment. He is just going to be starting it within the next 15 seconds or so. So, a fair few drivers using... I don't think they are using old tyres, surely. Right, here we go then. We've got NASCAR now about, or just started his fast up for the session. And gonna be the benchmark for the other drivers. Here we go then. DRS open. We are heading now down to the first sector, and he is pretty decent lap there so far. Who else is on a lap? We've got Oro, who's also on a lap. This could be fairly close between these two drivers at the moment. So another decent sector for NASCAR. Let's jump to Edgar. They are looking. Well, Edgar was in sector 1, sorry. We need to go to here. NASCAR with a 108. Oro will come across with a 108 as well. Half a second quicker between these two, and that is some pretty decent opening laps for everyone to aim for. Adam now, Clint as well coming across the line. Capitano setting a lap of a 109 this time around. Decent first lap for him. Edgar now about to cross the line in a moment, coming around the final corner. DRS open, overtake on, cutting the pit lane entry and up to 9th place, 7th place, sorry, with a 109.7. Logan coming in with a 109.9 and some decent competitive lap times on the way in. Here we go, and Turtle now in the Racing Bull and coming across the line for a 110.5. So more competitive lap times for a lot of the drivers here. And was that NASCAR once again setting another lap? He is on his way for another lap. Ninja flying across the line with a 108.2. This is 4 milliseconds ahead of Clint. This is some rapid times coming in. We've got, who else on a fast lap at the minute? 7 on a lap. Right, we will watch 7's lap for this time around. We've got DRS open for him. Overtake being used as much power as he possibly can. It's a 17.4 for his first sector. It is purple as well. This could be quick for the majority. Well, this could be a very competitive time for the Williams driver. He is about to cross into sector 3 in a minute. How close can you be to the leading cars? It's a 53-0. It's another purple sector for the Williams driver. Could he go into the top 2 here? Could it even be a provisional pole for the Williams? It is looking strong. He has basically used all his batteries, got no fuel left, and it is P6 for the Williams. He's lost a little bit of time in that final sector of the track, but it was looking extremely strong up until that point. So NASCAR was on a hot lap at one point, has unfortunately invalidated this time around. He will probably be now heading into the pits. We've got Oro definitely heading into the pits, not enough fuel to go again. Here is Oro, he's on a slow lap heading in. Let's head to Frenny here, who's in the McLaren. Not sure if they're on a fast lap or gonna be starting another fast lap, and heading into the pits for the McLaren drivers. So, not many cars out on track at the minute or setting laps currently. So EA is on a hot lap. We are going to sit on board, see how he does for this lap. And heading down into turn 5 now. 17.7 for first sector, and that is unfortunate now. I believe we are being lied to on the minimap, getting told they're purple sectors, because that definitely was not quicker than 7's fast lap for the first sector, and that was a 17.4. So odd. Exception is halfway round this lap now. Looking fairly good from what we've seen of it so far. 2.5 seconds up on his previous time, I believe that was. And this could, well, make a dent in the top 4 here. What would it be for Exception? 5th fastest at the minute, 108.5. That is a competitive lap there. Only 3/10 off of P1, and this final 9 minutes is going to give us a lot of looking at for the race. So MJ, a 10.5 up on his time at the minute, currently 10th fastest. What can he do through this middle sector? A bit of a tight, narrow, windy part of the circuit here, with plenty of a few downhill braking zones, as we've seen there. And let's get Capitano re-invited quickly before we forget. Oh, he's disappeared, he's not online. Where the frig's his name? He's disappeared. Huh. Well, that's not good. So, unfortunately, we missed the rest of MJ's lap, but he has gone 7th fastest at the minute, just ahead of the Williams of 7. A 109.3 there for him. Let's jump to Turtle. Oh, unfortunate for him, he is off track at the minute. And we've got Mike here about to cross the line to end his lap here with 7.5 minutes of qualifying to go. 6th fastest for him there. And Addix looked very strong in the race from last to 3rd on the grid. It's a tough qualifier for him so far. Currently 16th fastest, invalidated this lap. But doesn't seem to be doing him any harm right now, just pushing along, probably just trying to get back to the pits, have a couple of moments, and go again in a minute. So, Frenny, a 13.0 at the minute, but I don't believe that is the time set. Alex has retired from the session. He's going to be starting last in this race. That is unfortunate for him, but as he showed in the sprint, he is capable of making some moves quickly and pushing up the field. So McLaren are Frenny at the minute, 18th fastest, coming around the final few corners here, almost 3 seconds up on this time, but that 13.0 was just a random time, I swear the game's put in. It's bizarre. So, a 109.6 goes up to 12th fastest for the McLaren. A tough showing for the team at the minute. Here is NASCAR on a fast lap now. Ow. Third fastest at the minute, just shy of 6 minutes to go in session, with only 4 drivers out on track at the minute, 2 of which on fast laps, with Jensen heading round to start his flying lap in a minute. We will jump on board the sprint winner in a second. We've got some traffic ahead of NASCAR here that could hamper him with the McLaren just ahead. Gets out of the way nicely, and how much damage would that have caused through this second sector we won't know until it crosses the sector line in a second. He is almost 2/10 down this time. What can he do through this final part of the track? Let's jump on board Jensen quickly as he comes through. He's not on a fast lap at the minute. He has backed out of it at the moment. So is NASCAR. He's headed in to the pits now. Frenny across the line for... No, heading onto a fresh lap in a moment. So Jensen just taking his time on some of these laps. We've got Oro also heading onto a fast lap now. DRS open, heading down to turn 1 we go with the Aston Martin driver. We've got 4.5 minutes of qualifying. Plenty of laps to come yet, with only, well, once again, 4 drivers out on track. Pizza just starting their flying lap now for what potentially could be his last lap. Could potentially have one more lap in the bag after this for both of these drivers. So we saw Oro set a fairly decent sector 1 there. Heading through sector 2 we go. This is a tight and narrow part. Decent amount of downforce needed for this part of the track, but you need to be careful. Can't have too much because it'll hamper you on the straights, but you can't have too little because it'll do the complete opposite and hamper you through the second sector. So another decent sector for Aston Martin. Where can he put this car? He's only a 10th off the lead at the minute, off of provisional pole, and he does go provisional pole by 7 milliseconds. This is extremely close this season. 11 milliseconds separating the top 3 drivers, and this is generally crazy at the minute. This is absolutely ridiculous. After the previous few weeks, we've seen it get closer at the top, but this, I don't believe we've ever seen it this close. That is unbelievable. Jensen now just smashing that lap. Didn't even realise he was on a lap. We've just seen him go provisional pole 4 tenths quicker than Oro. The Haas driver has seriously brought his game to Brazil this week, and doesn't look like anyone's going to stop him at the minute. Currently 107.8 for his fastest lap. It could well send everyone a message that was fighting for pole of, not for you today. This is all for the Haas driver of Jensen. So Ninja not actually setting a lap at the minute. NASCAR, is he on a fast one? He is at the moment. We've also got MJ on a fast lap. You see if Oro's on one. Oro is also on a fast lap. He's just started his. We'll jump on board him in a moment. We've got what's meant to be NASCAR. Right. We've got NASCAR here coming up to a bit of traffic ahead of him shortly. Hopefully for his sake they don't get too much in his way, but he's got Oro gaining a fair bit of time on him. He's closing pretty quickly in this lap. NASCAR has actually backed out of that. Although, let's see what he's got in the locker for the final few corners of this qualifying. We haven't got much time on the clock either. He's just over a tenth down on his time. It's not quite going to be enough at the minute to send himself top of qualifying, but it is going to be close. What is it? It's not quite enough for the Aston Martin there, and that is a tough qualifying for the Aston Martin, and he hasn't quite got enough time to get back round again either. So NASCAR and Exception here, both on laps, both pushing for a chance at going into the top three. NASCAR just pushing it slightly too much, having a moment on the exit of turn 7 there, and now Exception will try and gain some time on cars ahead of him, 7 tenths behind the provisional pole sit at a minute in this qualifying session. Frenny just finishing their laps. Excuse me. Exception going 6th fastest, staying 6th fastest, gaining some time on his previous lap. Not enough to quite make a dent in the top 5 though, but it is close. Clint now on a fast lap. He's got a Ferrari of Will ahead of him. Where's that car gone? There it is. So what can happen here? He heads into the pits. Will going up into 9th fastest. We're about to go onto his car. He is decent lap there. Was second off of the top, but 9th fastest. A good starting position for him. So we've got Logan about to cross the line and he's having a dance. Okay, not quite sure what the car was doing there. Just a moment of madness, I believe. So Ninja backing out of their lap as well. And this is qualifying over with Jensen once again taking pole in Brazil. He took it in a sprint, ran away with a race in the end. Ninja in second this time around as well. Once again, Oro taking 3rd position on the grid. So only a 10th separating Ninja and Jensen. Oro in 3rd place, Clint in 4th, NASCAR in 5th, Exception 6th, Edgar in 7th, Mike in 8th, Will in 9th, 7 in 10th. That is the first half of the grid, followed by EA, MJ, Turtle. We'll get back to that in a moment. So decent amount of tyres used for everyone. Plenty of invalidated laps as well, and obviously no pit stops. So second half of the grid is EA, MJ, Turtle, Logan, Frenny, Adam, Pizza, Capitano, Ice, Alex, who unfortunately DNF'd. Ice wasn't setting a lap in that session. Not sure if should still be in the lobby, I would guess. So everyone will be sorting their strategies out in a moment, or for the time being, I'll be back in a moment. 2 seconds, I'll be back. So as we wait for everyone to, well, was about to go over the standings, but we have got a formation up. They are underway for this lap. If we can quickly, let's go through Tier 2 standings quickly after the previous race. So it is currently our pole sitter leading the championship. He has got a 16-point lead over Oro, with Ninja finishing off the top 3 in the standings at the minute. Each one of them drivers has got a win so far as well this season, so it is extremely close between them. There is a bit more of a gap between Ninja and Jensen at the minute, with Ninja on 34 points, Oro on 46 and Jensen on 62. So there's a bit of a gap between first and third. Edgar currently in the Aston Martin, only 2 points behind Ninja, so plenty to play for, with loads of fights up and down this grid. This could potentially see a change at the top. Jensen could potentially run away with it once again. He has had the pace in this race, and could he show it once again? As for the constructors though, it is Aston Martin leading us away. They have got a 10-point lead over Haas in the constructors, with 78 points for Aston Martin and 68 points for Haas. Anyone's game on who could come out of this on top after this race weekend. It is Haas on pole though, Aston Martin in third, and Ferrari, who are 26 points behind Haas in second, separating both teams at the minute. So let's see how this goes. We are underway. Righty ho, here we go. Heading down to turn 1. Jensen once again gets a good start. Oro gets a better start than Ninja. Up into second does the Aston Martin driver go. Let's jump on board. These two, they are side by side as they go into turn 3. Nothing separating them. Ninja backing up into second place he goes. He's got Exception right on the tail of him, and there is a huge... Whoa, that was some crazy start at the back of the field there, and there is plenty of cars getting taken out at the back. Oh my days, I don't know what the McLaren had done there, but that was a crazy start for the back of the grid. We have got Jensen leading us away, a second ahead already in this race, and this could be, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on here, but it could be a fairly easy race for Haas driver. It is, well, the fact that he's already a second down the field, ahead of the field. Oro has got Exception chasing him down. Ninja is down to 4th place, unfortunately for him. And Jensen setting a 1:14 for this opening lap. Let's have a look at tyres for this race and find out what is going to be people's strategies. So it is fairly split between the hards and the mediums. We've just seen NASCAR and Frenny swap tyres. They were obviously on the hards and the mediums. Oh no, they have both gone on to the hards. They both started on the mediums. So unfortunately, they are now subjected to a definite 2-stop in this race, because there's no chance they'll be able to take the mediums 35 laps. So plenty of winners and unfortunate drivers in the opening couple of laps. NASCAR down 15. He is the most unfortunate driver so far this race, And Alex already up 10 places. He started at the back. He's now 10th. Oro with a 1:10.9. This is getting quick already in this race. And Oro half a second behind the leader. Exception half a second behind the Aston Martin. With the top 5 separated by barely anything, as we see all of them coming down to turn 5, getting through there nicely. DRS just helping most of the drivers along here and keeping them within DRS range. Ninja is 4th at the moment. So yeah, Ninja is 4th at the minute, down a couple of places this race, half a second off of Exception. Could he have the DRS pace this time around? It is open for him now, but unfortunately for him, Exception also has DRS, but he doesn't quite have the pace as the other drivers around him, with the DRS being open. It is a moment for the Red Bull there, unfortunately having a bit of a slide in Sector 2. We are seeing Ninja and Exception fighting out for 3rd position. Edgar trying to get close to him as well. Exception's battery light flashing away there, clearly trying to save some for the main straight, and slowly starting to fall away from the top 2 here as well. Oro is closely behind Jensen at the minute, and DRS will be in favour of the Aston Martin driver. And what can he do down this main straight? Let's have a little look, see what happens. And we do have a safety car in lap 4 of this race, heading into lap 5. Jensen jumping into the pits now, thinking, going for an alternative strategy to from the others. Seven getting a 10-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. That is not what he would have wanted this stage of the race. Although still early, plenty of time to be able to serve it, and enough chance to get back in the race towards the end of it. So plenty of drivers making stops under the safety car. We've got. We'll come back to the penalties in a moment. I would say half the grid roughly has made a stop under the safety car. Trying to make it worth while we've got. I would guess Turtle is going to be serving the 10-second penalty that he had for speeding in pit lane earlier on. It's not a bad shout to do it now while the safety car is out, and it unfortunately does put both Racing Bulls towards the back of the pack. Well, right at the back of the pack, should I say, sorry. And if they are lucky, the safety car will probably be out another lap, maybe 2 if they're lucky. Will give them, well, they're almost there actually, but gives them plenty of chance to catch up. Will 7 go in and serve his 10-second penalty and try and make it pay off towards when the safety car goes in? So safety car is in. The timing on that, is this the world's longest safety car? Oh, the timing on that, Fives. Oh, bloody hell. So the safety car has gone in. Oro has led us away now. Ninja though, not napping at the restart this time, and gets away nicely at the same time. So Exception fairly close behind. He has got Edgar though chasing him down. He's side by side going into turn 5. Would he be ahead as they come out of it? Not quite this time. Exception just staying ahead of the Aston Martin there, and staying in P3. Ninja and Oro starting to put away a little bit though. Exception just starting to claw it back as we say it. Just some of the timings of things today have not been fantastic, shall we say. But hey, we're not jumping all over the show. A few random glitches today, but like cars not having any wing noses or a floating wing, which made it interesting to see through qualifying. But hey, Oro 7 tenths ahead. Ninja just unable to make much of a difference without the DRS at the minute. 7 with that 10-second penalty, just making some moves up into P9 he is. And will we have DRS as we go heading down into turn 5? EA having a bit of a moment as well. We've got a Racing Bull there, just unfortunate there for Turtle. Just not his race at the minute. Not an easy track though at times either. So Mike under pressure from the Williams behind, who's just starting to create a gap to Adam behind him as well, who Adam having a pretty decent race at the minute, had a poor qualifying, up 9 places as well. Alex currently up 14 places from the back of the grid, started last. Not sure what happened in his qualifying. He retired at some point after a poor lap. But both races so far started at the back and has got to the top 6 within the first 25% of it, really, of each race. 7 having a lock up, except Mike just unfortunately trying to retake the position, not quite able to do so there. Just a bit of oversteer in that Red Bull then, and Exception nipping past the other Red Bull, 7, nipping past the other Red Bull of Exception, and Adam getting past the other one. NASCAR DNFing from this race, had retired in the pit lane, and where the heck was Mike going? He just went sliding off. Oh dear. He should have the pace though to catch back up to everyone else. He has only dropped 3 seconds off of the pack there. It's close contact between Adam and 7 there for 7th place. Adam just sneaking past. Will he have DRS though? Not this time, which means 7 is gonna have a DRS. Who's jumped? Although jumping into the pits, giving Ninja the lead of this race. There is a 3-way battle now for this lead. Alex has jumped into P3 now. He's having a pretty good race. He is on the hard tyres at the minute, so a late stop for him in this race. It will be the safety car has saved this tyre a fair bit. Jensen, after stopping under the safety car, is back in P4 at the minute, aiming to retake the lead of this race at some point, no doubt. Currently 8 tenths behind, got the pace on the drivers ahead of him, and at the minute just closing pretty quickly behind. There he is, coming into view of the camera there. And Alex gonna have Edgar probably on the straight before we get to turn 1. DRS is gonna be open now for him, and plenty of extra speed heading into turn 1 we go. Sends him to the outside, goes round the outside, locks up for Edgar and the Aston there, and not quite able to make the move for the Sauber. Alex just doing his best not to overheat his tyres. DRS open again. By the looks of it, Edgar doing his best at trying to keep him behind. He had the benefit of DRS that time around, probably using some battery as well. Them two extremely close in this race, 2 tenths at the minute, and still looking for the overtake on Ninja at some point soon. Alex having the pace advantage on Edgar at the minute. DRS essentially saving Edgar from that previous attempt of an overtake from behind. Goes wide on the final couple of corners there for the Aston driver, dropping 2 positions, giving Alex and Jensen the final 2 podium positions. Jensen now up in a P2, had the DRS on Alex, who unfortunately lost out on that extra bit of speed from unfortunately having to lead them guys away. So we've now got a proper 4-way battle here for the lead. Edgar, Alex, Jensen and Ninja. We've got the leading 2 in the championship in this fight as well, of Jensen and alright, sorry, we haven't. Edgar Oro is down in 15th. Edgar is this is going to frustratingly pause for a second. Let's get the standings back up. So Edgar is 4th in the standings, so this is a decent race for him at the minute. 4th in this race, 4th in the standings. It is going to be a decent points haul on especially on his teammate, but it's going to be even more helpful for the team to possibly keep the lead in the constructors as well. Jenson in the lead, Alex followed by Edgar now, with Ninja Boxing getting a 10-second penalty. That's going to be extremely costly come lap 36 of this race, depending on if he decides to get rid of it earlier or not. And we've got a moment there on the final couple of corners. It is Turtle just losing some grip there as well. But this fight for the win is very much on at the minute. Safety car and the pit stops not really changing too much either. We've got Jenson re-leading the race after getting pole position. Alex currently up 18 places in this race as well. So he's aiming to do the last to first challenge. This guy has got some serious pace, and I'm not surprised that he got signed up with only 3 races. Well, at the time with 2 races to his name, and he's just looked solid. Every reserve drive he's done, every full-time drive he has done as well. So, chasing down Jenson for the lead of this race. This is going to be a very close battle now till the end. They will have a few bits of traffic further up the road. We'll jump back on that battle very, very soon. We have got plenty more action down the field. We've just had MJ have a moment. He is back there though, and we've got a safety car in this way. Caution in. Is it a safety car? It is. We've got a safety car in this race. We've just seen Jenson go off-roading as well. Definitely don't think that was part of the plan for the Haas. But a bit of a lifesaver with safety car coming out. So Alex now deciding this is the time to get rid of the hard tyres for now, possibly the mediums going. So safety car is slowly building the pack together once again. We have got a couple of drivers that may or may not make it round to meet it back up, and possibly back racing within the next 2 or 3 laps here. we'll see what happens with 18th and 19th place, as hopefully they do catch back up. So let's have a little rundown of the grid so far, or as it stands, should I say. Sorry, we've got Alex, Oro, Edgar as the top three. Will moving up into fourth place. We'll grab the position changes as well while we go through this. So Alex currently on a last to first challenge in this race. Oro and Edgar up a few places themselves, along with Will up 4 places. Exception back into 5th place in this race. Logan having a fairly good drive at the minute, up 8 places. Jensen down 6 places from the lead of this race. Not exactly how he would have wanted this to have gone at the minute. Also on a 10-second penalty for him. This is going to be a tough second half of the race. We've got 18 laps to go. So far we are just having a nice Sunday drive behind the safety car. So yeah, we've got 7 up 2 places, Adam up 7 places, Capitano and Ice are up 8 places each. Clint has qualified in the points and unfortunately dropping down to 12th so far. Pizza and Frenny up 4 and 1 places respectively. EA boxing once again. Not sure. Potentially got a feeling of what he could do, but I'm not surprised if he carries on at the same time. And very much fair play to him as well. We've got MJ and Mike down a few places of 3 and 9. Ninja unfortunately down 15 places this race. Definitely not the race he would have won. Turtle down 5, EA down 8 places. So a very mixed up grid at the minute. Only exception staying where he started. Safety car is in. Alex will lead us away. Has a lovely clear track ahead of him. Already pulled a second away before we even get to turn 1. Edgar getting ahead of his teammate Oro, back in the 3rd place in this race. Exception up in the 4th place ahead of Will. And a few moments going into the first few corners. Jensen now up into 6th place, trying to gain some positions back. Alex has just let's try to find a word to sum that up. Just ran off with it at the minute. He's already 2 seconds up the road. We've only just restarted this race after the safety car 3-second penalty for the McLaren of Frenny, and this race now is probably just going to be for 2nd place, depending on how quick Jensen can catch up. He may be the only one to give Alex a bit of a fight at the minute. He is stuck in a lot of traffic though. Edgar and Oro currently 2nd and 3rd in the Aston Martins here. They are currently 1st in the championship as well in the constructors. So looking for a couple of good drives for the team here to keep hold of top spot there. They've got Exception chasing down as well. DRS is active now. Everyone, basically the whole field, has DRS with the exception of Edgar, Mike and EA, and obviously the leader there without us here. So not much in changes up the top end of the field here. Jensen just tracking down everyone ahead of him. 7 now up into 7th place. Logan, not the greatest restart here after the safety car, down to 8th place from 6th at the restart. Just having a bit of a mixed race, gaining positions, losing positions here and there. Alex with a quickest lap of 1:10.8. That is decent on what tyres is everyone on actually? Let's have a little look on the medium tyres this time around for Alex. We'll probably have to do another stop as well later on in the race. Clint now up into 8th place. Adam chasing down, flipping out that one, chasing down the McLaren ahead of him. They are on full 5-lap old, medium, hard and hard respectively there, with 7 now up in the 6th place, jumping ahead of I believe retaking the position from Clint. Will with a time penalty. Adam in the Mercedes just going around the outside there, not quite making it pay off for the Mercedes. Logan doing quite well to defend it there, not able to do much that time around on the charging Red Bull, charging Mercedes. He has got 7 ahead of him in the Williams. He hasn't got DRS. Williams doesn't have DRS on his teammate. Adam will have it there though, not quite able to make anything happen there. Logan sending it down the inside of the Mercedes there, not quite able to do anything. He see the gap and he just decided to go for it. That was a brave move. Managed not to make too much contact. Ninja now up into 9th place, making a move on the McLaren driver and making his way towards the front of the field for the Ferrari driver there. Jensen on the back of Oro, looking to grab that podium position off of the Aston Martin, and maybe for him try and also aim for Edgar and potentially Alex to retake the lead at some point maybe. This is going to be crucial. Few overtakes for the Haas. Let's see what happens as we head into turn 1. We can see he's got a fair bit more speed on the straight. He's got a little bit more speed on the fast corners. Not too much extra down the straight. Gains a lot under braking though. Much closer as we head into turn 5. Turn 4 makes the move before the pretty much at the DRS online there, and in for the 3rd place he goes. How quickly could he potentially catch Oliver ahead of him, who's slowly creeping up to the Sauber ahead? This could well be another 3 or 4 way battle for the lead again, with 14 laps remaining. Could go anyone's way at the minute. Jensen does have a 10-second penalty, so if he's gonna want to try and win this race, he's gonna have to overtake Edgar pretty quickly, catch up to Alex as quick as he can, and get into that free air of that free clean air. Try and make it count and make a gap to at least P4. Try and stand in the podium if he can. Let's head further down the field here. We've got Adam now still chasing the back of the Williams. Clint is up into 5th place. We've seen their exception struggling on them hard tyres at the minute with sorry about that. So yeah, exception just seems to be struggling on the hards, with everyone else on 5 lap newer tyres. Sorry, there is a quite a. At one point there was a pace advantage. Them hard tyres just coming back into play a little bit. Exception was just keeping within DRS of Clint, but not able to before the DRS there, as we see the Sauber of MJ just sending it on the inside of turn 1, making the move nicely past Adam. He's going to have DRS this time though, but MJ also going to have DRS on the Williams ahead. What can they do here? MJ up into 7th place. No, we just missed the move there, but it was probably fairly close. There's 5 cars here, all pretty close together, one of which is not in this fight though, which is the Alpine of EA, having probably one of his, I don't want to say worse because that just seems harsh, but having a pretty terrible race this evening. And so MJ just making a move as soon as DRS was available to him. He opened it, got past 7, who he's now going to have to defend against, down this DRS straight into turn 5. 7 making a move on into the inside of the corner there, making it pay off. Well ahead by the time they get to the corner. Adam and Logan pretty close behind at the minute as well. Will more than likely have DRS in this next straight as well. We've just seen on time screens Jensen up into P2. Now he is ready to chase down the Sauber ahead of him. He's got 2.7 seconds, 2.6 seconds now. He's closing that gap extremely quickly. He's also bringing Edgar with him. Unfortunately though, with Jensen's 10-second penalty, this is going to be extremely tough for him. So Jensen, you looking like he's using everything available to him at the minute. Battery probably on overtake as well. So 1.9 seconds now is the gap between himself and Alex. Edgar is a second behind now. That gap has opened up pretty quickly. Turtle has dropped now down to 15th. I'm not sure what's happened there. We've got a few drivers boxing. Will is in the pits. EA in the pits once again as well. Ninja down in 18th place. This has not been an easy race for him. So 1.7 seconds separating the top 2 there. Jensen just closing this gap ever so quickly. We'll jump back on board that battle very, very soon. Here is Oro making moves on the McLaren of Frenny there. On the fresh medium tyres, he has the pace now. He's catching Pizza at an alarming rate right now. 4 tenths behind him. He's not even got DRS, and he's gonna be ahead of him as we get through turn 1. There we go. He's just had 2 cars in a matter of 2 corners there for the Aston Martin driver up into 9th place, and absolutely flying. Pizza though with DRS, is he going to try and make the move? He's not able to do anything there. The pace advantage of them new up tyres to the old tyres is huge, and we have a retirement for Turtle. That is unfortunate for both Racing Bulls there, both out this race, and not an easy one to take for the team. So we've just that gap closed extremely quickly between Jenson and Alex. I was not expecting it to be this soon that Jenson got past. He is now already half a second ahead. He got past as we went on board, both drivers there, up at turn 1. This is now a fight for the lead and probably a clear battle to the end. We've got 7.5 laps to go and 6 tenths between both drivers here. Edgar in third place, 3.5 seconds behind. We've got a fair few battles all over the field at the minute. A few that are probably going to be closer as we get towards the checkered flag, but a fair few right now are still wide open as Oro trying to make the move round the outside here, not able to make it do much as Adam has a little moment and Oro just breezes past into P7, chasing down now the McLaren ahead of him. On 13 lap old tyres is Logan, same as MJ, is on much older tyres than the cars behind him. So 7, a drive through, speeding under safety car conditions. I'm not sure what this one is for, to be honest. So EA is still in this race. Yeah, I'm not really entirely sure what the safety car's for. So Alex and Oliver and Edgar, sorry, are both boxing under the safety car. A fair few drivers have jumped in for the fresher tyres towards the end now. With 5 laps to go, this is an extremely late safety car. Who will be ahead come I would have said who will be ahead come by the time Alex gets out the pit lane, but he had a fairly big lead there. It looks as if Jenson has served his pit stop. He's now jumped onto the soft tyres. Alex on fresh mediums there with 5 laps to go. I'm surprised more drivers haven't taken a gamble on the soft tyre. So the third safety car is currently out on track. We've got about to be 4 laps remaining of the race, and hopefully the final lap under safety car. Everyone is pretty close at the minute. We've got I believe, oh, wrong button. So yeah, everyone is everyone down to Will currently on the lead lap. EA unfortunately having been lapped once, I believe, this race so far. Looking at the gap there to leader, I'm not sure why it's showing like that. Bit strange. So the fast lap this race is exceptional with a 1:10.5, 3 seconds quicker than the current race leader of Alex. Safety car in this lap. We've got a bit of a gap between some of the grid there. Let's grab that back up. We'll get rid of that. So Alex leads us away for the second time on a restart. We've got a fair few drivers on softs, a fair few on the mediums, and a couple of drivers staying on the soft tyres, hard tyres. Sorry, Exception now overtakes Edgar into third place. We've got plenty of drivers swapping positions further down the field here, and Jensen in 10th place ahead of his teammate of Capitano. So Jensen now looking for a way further forward in the field. He's got MJ ahead of him, followed by Ice and Mike for Mike now, Pizza and Mike now ahead of him. So plenty of places for Jensen to make up in this race. He's had the pace so far. What can he do throughout the rest of it is gonna be a bit of a mystery for us, shall we say. Exception, Oro and Edgar now fighting out for the final two positions on the podium. What are these guys going to do? They've got 2 laps to hopefully give us a bit of a show. Plenty of battles going on further down the field as well. Ice and Capitano constantly swapping places. Adam having a moment there in turn 3, I believe that is. So Logan overtakes Capitano. Ice also getting past Capitano as well, who quickly retakes a position. As we saw in the time screen, we are currently watching the battle for the final couple of podium positions. So far it is Oro and Exception in prime spots for them 2 positions. Alex has once again just run away after the restart. Oro going to be under a lot of pressure from Exception and Edgar now, who both have DRS. Look up from Exception there, who gets past Edgar, who overtook him with the DRS there. Let's jump on board, see what's going on between these 2 drivers. Edgar going to have DRS. He goes to the inside. Will he make the move? Not this time around. Exception stays ahead. There's a Clint now as well joining this fight for a podium. He's just sticking to the back of the Aston driver, and what is he going to be able to give us in this final lap and a half of the race? We've got plenty of battles left to see. We've got a whole field here just fairly close together. A whole second half of the field fairly close together. We've got plenty of cars here in for the fight. We've got Edgar getting a 3-second time penalty. That is going to be costly to War at the end of this race and this fight for the podium. And there's contact between the two drivers there, between the Aston and the Red Bull. What has happened with them two? That got extremely close. Edgar now getting back into third place ahead of Exception. Exception just sending it to the inside, and that was a strange move from Exception. Just got a bit desperate there for the podium and sends it down the inside of Edgar, who, to be honest, from what it looked like, didn't have too much of a chance to react. He stays P3, Clint up into P4, Jensen into 5th. These three guys all having time penalties. We'll see what they are in shortly. We've got Alex about to cross the line for, I want to say, his first win as a full-time driver, or definitely his first win as a full-time driver. His first win, I believe, as well in Can-Am. We've got Oro and Edgar swapping places in 3rd and 4th for the podiums. Clint in across the line in 4th, but has dropped. Mike goes up to 5th. My days, they're coming across the line so quickly I can't keep up. Holy moly. 7's going to cross the line in 16th place. We'll run down the rest of the grid in a second, and Adam finishing the race in the pit lane. Fair play to him. 7 will be 16th in a minute. Let's run down the rest of the grid. So Mike jumped up to 4th, MJ in 5th, Logan jumps to 6th, Ninja in 7th. Clint unfortunately drops 4 places down to 8th after crossing the line. Pizza in 9th. Capitano takes the final points position for the time being. Ice, Exception, Jensen, Will, Frenny, 7, Adam and EA round off the grid, with the 2 Racing Bulls of NASCAR and Turtle retiring from this race. So there is your podium, rightfully so. Alex having a dance, and fair play to him. He's done the last to first. Absolutely great race from him, really. And there is the overall positions for this Brazil sprint race. So plenty of pit stops there, plenty of tyres used. 7 just going on to the wets for the pure fun of it, I swear. A crazy guy. Plenty of warnings and time penalties to come. Possibly a few to get removed depending on track limits and all of those sorts of things. And here are the pit stops. A fair few front wings for drivers getting used. Just a crazy amount of stops. But what a race we've had. What a dominant performance from Alex. And he has taken, by the looks of it, a good haul of points for Sauber. Edgar and Oro both making the Aston Martin team continuing top spot in the constructors. So, thank you everyone. This has been Baco. This has all been Brazil Tier 2 in Can-Am. We'll see you all for... what is the next race? Let's have a quick look. We'll see you all for Silverstone next week. Standard race format, back to short qualifying, 50% race. So, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.